where none shall wrong his neighbor, a country of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a country of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service, and honor shall be given to the deserving, a country of peace, where government shall rest on the will of the people and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people, that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen. Honorable members, message from the President. That is item 3. I have 2 messages from His Excellency the President. These messages came earlier, but due to my absence, they couldn't be read to the House. The first is dated 9th July 2025. It reads, Right Honorable Speaker, nomination of deputy ministers. In accordance with Article 79(1) of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, 1992, I respectfully submit, through you, to Parliament for prior approval, the names of the following persons I intend to appoint as deputy ministers upon consultation with the relevant ministers of state. 1. Ministry of Transport, Dorcas Toffee, MP. 2. Ministry of Foreign Affairs, James G. Kwesi, MP. 3. Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovations, Mohammed Adam Sukwaru, MP. And 4. Ministry of Health, Grace Ayensu Dankwa, MP. The nominees have distinguished themselves in public service and possess the requisite qualifications, experience, and integrity to support the respective sector ministers in effectively discharging their duties. Their curricula vitae and supporting documents are attached to facilitate the vetting process. I trust that Parliament will consider and approve the nominations expeditiously. Please accept, Mr. Speaker, the assurances of my highest consideration. John Dramani Mahama. Honorable members, I accordingly refer these nominees to the Appointments Committee for the usual consideration, which involves public hearing, and report to the House. You are not compelled to consider them expeditiously. They are wholly in our hands. Please do the right thing. They are so referred. The second message is dated 11th July 2025. It reads, Right Honorable Speaker, absence from Ghana. In accordance with Article 59 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, I write to formally notify you of my intention to travel to Malabo, Equatorial Guinea, on 12 July 2025 to participate in the 7th Media Coordination Meeting between the African Union, regional economic communities, and regional mechanisms, scheduled to take place on Sunday, 13th July 2025. I shall return on the same day. In my absence, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, shall perform my functions in accordance with Article 68 of the Constitution. John Dramani Mahama. Honorable members, let me in Article 4 rather make a statement, not formal communication. That is item 4. I want to bring you warm greetings from the Parliament of the Republic of France, where I happily, with your leadership and some members, represented this august House. This is our first attendance to the Francophonie Parliament's session as a fully admitted member of that parliament. Ghana used to attend as observer, but we have worked, and as you all know, right up from the former regime up to this regime, were formally admitted into the Francophonie in 2024. The Parliament of Ghana has now been formally admitted as a member of the Assemblée Parlementaire de la Francophonie. On your behalf, I spoke French. And your leaders were there to support me. It was well received, even though I read the message in English. But I spoke French. I'm sure I will share that with you later. At least I recalled my Form 1 and Form 2 French. And surprisingly, it was well received. My memory is still very good. So this will become one of the statutory conferences that this House will have to attend annually. We believe that we will also put a system in place for members to start learning more than you are doing the French language. Because as you know, in the sub-region, we are completely engulfed by French-speaking countries, and we need to be able to work together. This is towards strengthening not only the bilateral relations, but multilateralism, and more importantly, the fast-evolving function of Parliament, referred to as parliamentary diplomacy. And so I took time to meet the officials and to draw their attention to the fact that we already have, apart from the Committee on Foreign Affairs, also a Ghana-France Parliamentary Friendship Association. And will definitely facilitate the usual benchmarking visits and friendly visits of the two countries. So members, this notice is to get you in preparation to effectively represent our beloved country, Ghana, anytime the opportunity knocks at our door. So please, this is what kept me away from the house for some days, and hence the delay in reading these communications to you. With this, I thank you for your attention, and we move on to item 5, correction of votes and proceedings and official report. We'll start with the correction of votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 16th July, 2025, page 1. Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. Yes, Honourable Member.
Honourable Speaker, on page 9, item 248, the second line, to ask the Minister for the lands and natural resources. So I suggest we delete the D. So it remains to ask the Minister for lands, not the lands. Thank you.
Yes, table office, can you take note of that? Page 10. Page 11. Page 12. Yes, Honourable Member.
No, Speaker, on page 12, under item 9, motion moved by the Honourable Minister for Education, Mr. Haruna Iddrisu, on behalf of the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development. The current designation for the ministry doesn't have development. It should be Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture. Thank you.
Table office, kindly take note of that. Page 13. Yes, please. Sorry.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, page 12 and consequentially page 13. The title of the Honourable Minister for Education, as seen in page 4, is Alhaji Iddrisu Haruna. So I just wanted to be clear whether the title should be Mr. or Alhaji. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Well, I've just been informed that he doesn't use Alhaji. And so page 4 will rather be corrected. Thank you so much. Actually, I didn't know he was an allergy. Are you sure he performed the Hajj? He was around, but he's not on the floor. We would have asked him. Page 13. Page 14. Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, under 17, clause 2, amendment proposed, the spelling of paragraph, there's a P in between RA, and it's repeated on page 15 consequentially. So I will seek your guidance for it to be corrected.
Yes, table office kindly do the writing. That's right. So page 15, page 16, page 17, page 18, page 19. Yes, Honourable Member.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, on page 19, under opening, the committee met on Tuesday, 14th July. This said date was supposed to be 15th July, because Monday was 14th and Tuesday was 15th. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Table office, please kindly make that correction. Page 20, page 21. Yes, Honourable Member. Oh, sorry. That's not an Honourable Member. Honourable Members, in the absence of any further corrections, the votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 16th July 2025 are hereby adopted as a true record of proceedings. I have a copy of the official report of Tuesday, 8th July 2025. Any corrections? Honourable members, in the absence of any corrections, the official report of Tuesday, 8th July 2025 is hereby adopted as the true record of proceedings. Honourable members, we have in our midst members of the Parliamentary Service Commission of the Parliament of Malawi. They are on a study tour to our Parliament. I have the pleasure on your behalf to introduce them to you, and with your kind permission, I start with the first Deputy Speaker, who is the leader of the delegation, in the person of Honorable Madalicho Kazombo. Honorable Member, are you available? Honorable Madalicho Kazombo. You may rise to be recognized. On his behalf. Oh. Oh, sorry. I'm told that the deputy couldn't make it. Yes? He was recalled. Okay. That's the nature of the business. So sometimes you can be ordered in mid-air to return. The second person is a member of parliament by name, Commissioner George Zulu, also recalled. So who is not recalled? So that I can mention only that. The rest are available. So I move on. We have a member of parliament, also by name. Oh, the commissioner is a title, not the name, because you are members of the commission. So we have Honorable Lillian Patel, member of parliament. Member. Honorable Crispin Mfande. Honorable Axon Kaleile Banda. Mr. Chikondi Kachinjika. She is the personal assistant to the commission. Sorry, the deputy clerk of parliament. The personal assistant to the commission is Mr. Sungi Kalumu. Then we have the head policy and planning, Mr. Lavmo Nyongo. We have head of protocol, public relations and civic education, Mr. Ian Mwenye. Also recalled. Oh, sorry. Now, the delegation is accompanied by Dr. Rashid Draman, the Executive Director, African Center for Parliamentary Affairs, ASEPA. You all know him very, very well. He's always here with us. So, honorable members, the commission is here, among other things, to gain a comprehensive understanding of parliamentary corporate governance and share best practices in the governance and management of parliaments. The delegation will familiarize themselves with the structure, operations, and facilities of our parliament. You know very well that Dr. Rashid Dramani of ASEPA is globally involved in the training of both members of parliament and staff of various parliaments, as I said, globally in the world. So on behalf of the House, I want to warmly welcome the delegation to Parliament and with them fruitful deliberations. I urge all members and staff concerned to make themselves available and to share whatever knowledge and experience they have with our brothers and sisters from the Republic of Malawi. Once again, you are warmly welcome. We also have, as usual, our visitors, mostly from various institutions, and they can be found at the public gallery. We have from Procedural Technical University as many as 63 students led by one of their lecturers by name Isaac Kwabi. You know, Procedural Technical University is located in the new Joabin South constituency. I know the Member of Parliament will have had some hand in their presence here, and I want, on behalf of the member and the House, warmly welcome you to your house. This is your Parliament, and anytime our doors are widely open to receive you. You are welcome. You may kindly resume your seats. We also have a delegation from the Akachi College of Education, made up of 65 members, led by the lecturer by name Bridget Aku Dokenu. 65. This College of Education is located in the Akachi South constituency. I didn't hear. Yes. Your speaker has managed to bring as many as 65 members from the College of Education. And so you should congratulate him. You are mostly welcome. And I don't need to tell you, your Member of Parliament is First Deputy Speaker, and he's always ready and willing to receive you. So kindly take the opportunity. Maybe after some years, you will not have another member like him. And so please, you are warmly welcome. Resume your seats. We also have 57 members from Bunsu MA Junior High School. They are led by the head teacher himself, by name Fofie Peter. The junior high school can be found in the Oforikrum constituency. As I said, there are 57 in number. Please, you are also warmly welcome. And once again, you can come anytime, because we want you to learn better than we are doing and perform better than us in future. Please, you may resume your seat. We now have 43 members from the Alajo 1 basic school. They are led by one of their teachers by name Evans Akure. The Alajo 1 basic school is located in the Ayawaso Central constituency. Once again, you can see them at the public gallery, and on your behalf, I also warmly welcome them. And our doors are once again open for you. Anytime you want, you can come. Don't come only in a group. You can come even as individuals, and you'll be admitted here. We have a team to always take you through the rudiments of parliament and parliamentary practice. And so you are lucky to have this opportunity. Some of us did not have that. I got the opportunity when I was in the university, not in the basic school. So you are welcome. Kindly resume your seats. Honorable members, we now move on to urgent questions. Item 6, urgent questions. We have 2 urgent questions for the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources. The first one stands in the name of Mr. Emmanuel Kweku Buam, the Member of Parliament for Pru East. Please, Honourable Member, you may ask your question now.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources what plans the ministry is implementing to ensure that Parambo Saba, a community in the Pru East constituency, is provided with safe and sustainable water in the shortest possible time. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Parambo Saba community has an old abandoned small town water supply system consisting of a surface water production and a treatment plant located at Parambo in Suiano on the Lake Volta with about 180 meter cube concrete high level tank. The transmission and distribution pipe networks are of the UPVC material. Major rehabilitation is required to revive the operation of the water supply system. In addition, the intake and control room will also require reconstruction. Mr. Speaker, an alternative solution of using groundwater to serve the Parambo and surrounding communities like Swaba is not feasible. These are significant challenges associated with groundwater within the enclave, such as high salinity levels, possible bacteriological contamination of the groundwater sources, and low safe yields of boreholes. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry and the Community Water and Sanitation Agency have earmarked the rehabilitation and expansion of the Parambo Saba water system as part of the project to be undertaken in the rural water sector within the medium term as part of the Big Push National Infrastructure Development Program. The construction duration from commencement to completion is 18 calendar months once the needed funds are secured. Mr. Speaker, the project proposal is to reconstruct the abandoned slow sand filtration water system at Parambo, converting it into a rapid sand filtration system and the installation of an integrated purifier to increase the water production capacity. The proposal also includes the construction of a new floating intake, new water treatment plant, clear water tank, the installation of low lift and high lift pump, and the laying of about 25,000 meters of HDPE transmission pipeline and 18,000 meters of distribution pipe network to cover not only Parambo Saba, but also Pran, the district capital of Pru West District. Other communities to benefit from the implementation of the project include Bankama, Domiabra, Laban, Kofi Basari, Labun Cortes, Kojo Krom, Nakpe, Kunkude in the Pru East and Pru West districts. Mr. Speaker, the implementation of this project will address the water demand for the Parambo Saba Prang area for the next 35 years and will enhance the well-being of the population within their respective communities. Thank you.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Right, Honourable Speaker, no supplementary question, but only to show my appreciation and thank the Honourable Minister for such an in-depth explanation and pray that the needed funds will be secured as early as possible so the project can commence. Thank you.
Honorable member, don't only pray. Make sure you follow up. And pressurize the ministry and all development partners to come to your support. Prayer alone will not save you.
Well noted, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, the next question stands in the name of Honorable Raf Poku Edusei, the Member of Parliament for Bekwai.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources what strategies the Ministry is implementing to prevent flood-induced contamination of water resources in flood-prone areas like Choko and Ladadikotopong, and how these measures will protect public health during rainy season. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, across the country, especially in flood-prone areas such as low-lying coastal zones, Choko and Ladadekotopong, informal settlements, and floodplains along major rivers, floodwaters pose a major threat to water quality and public safety. Floodwaters often mix with solid and liquid waste, as well as industrial pollutants, leading to contamination of drinking water sources. The public health implications are severe, including cholera outbreaks, diarrhea disease, typhoid, and other water and sanitation-related vector-borne diseases. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry, knowing the adverse effects of floodwaters on drinking water sources, has developed some key strategies to effectively prevent flood-induced contamination of water resources in flood-prone areas to protect public health during the rainy season. One such key strategy is the provision of resilient water infrastructure, such as the construction of elevated boreholes, wells and storage tanks above flood levels, as well as incorporation of climate resilience into the design of water supply systems, as outlined in the 2023 Water, Sanitation and Hygiene System Resilience Study, which was conducted with support from UNICEF. The study provided a detailed analysis of Ghana's disaster risk landscape and outlines proactive strategies to ensure continuous and resilient water services. These infrastructure improvements reduce direct contact between floodwaters and water supplies, which is the first line of defense against contamination. Mr. Speaker, it is important to know that the Ghana Water Limited and Community Water and Sanitation Agency, as part of the implementation of their water safety plans, have put in mitigation measures to ensure the safe delivery of water supply services to all communities in the country, including Choko and Ladadekotopong communities. Notwithstanding, the Ministry is also working with the various metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies to ensure that water systems under the management of the stakeholders adhere to laid-down regulations and standards in relation to the design, construction, and operation of water supply systems. Mr. Speaker, another key strategy is the improvement of the urban drainage system by ensuring that we upgrade and maintain stormwater drainage systems, and at the same time ensure that stormwater drains do not discharge themselves into water points. To this end, the Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project is making efforts to improve upon the drainage situation for beneficiary communities in the Greater Accra metropolitan area, which includes Choko and Ladadekotopong. In addition, the Ministry, with its water supply agencies, is rolling out a water safety campaign to create awareness among various stakeholders at all levels on their roles in ensuring the safety of water from the source of the point of use. Key activities include training community watch champions on water protection in emergencies, as well as promotion of household-level drinking water protection and purification water hygiene methods such as chlorination, boiling and filtering of water before usage. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry is committed to ensuring that Ghana water supply systems are protected against the increasing threat of floods by acting decisively. We will uphold our mandate to provide safe water for all, even in the face of climate and environmental shocks. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, I want to commend the Minister so much for the comprehensive answer. And Mr. Speaker, on that note, I don't think a follow-up question will be necessary. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, that's the end of urgent questions. We now move on to item 7, which deals with the major questions which were submitted on notice. But Honourable Minister, you know how important Choco is. You don't know. Choco is a very, very important community in Accra. Very, very important. They assisted in developing one of our best human resources that has been globally acclaimed as the father of education in Africa. Dr. Kwejiri Agri. He spent his early part of his life living in Choco. So it's a very important community. And please, let's see how we can augment their standard of living. If you want more information, I can give them to you. Yes. The father was a king, King Amono. The father's chief was a king, rather. The father was a linguist. So you now understand why he was so good in language. His father was a linguist. Yes. Please, I don't see, oh, he has come. Minority Leader, it's your turn now. Question number 268 stands in your name, and you are to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources. You may do so now.
Speaker, welcome back. Happy to see you. We always learn from you and we'll continue to tap into your wisdom. So, Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity to ask my question as advertised as question number 268. With respect, I proceed. So, Speaker, I beg to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources the extent illegal mining is affecting water bodies used as raw water intake points, and what steps the Ghana Water Company Limited is taking to ensure the production of potable water for the general public. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, illegal mining is having a devastating effect on several water bodies across the country, including those that serve as raw water sources for public water supply systems. Major rivers such as the Pra, Birim, Densu, Enum, Oda, Ankobra, Tano, Ofin, and Black Volta have been significantly polluted due to illegal and environmentally destructive mining activities. Mr. Speaker, Ghana Water Limited has reported alarming turbidity levels in the aforementioned water bodies. For example, the Preier River has recorded turbidity levels as high as 8,350 NTU at Daboase in the Western region, far exceeding the design threshold of 2,000 NTU for the Daboase water treatment plant and 100 NTU for most water treatment plants. Similarly, at the Setra-Himan intake in the central region, the activities of illegal mining have resulted in the situation of the Preier River, thereby reducing the volume of raw water intake by up to 60%. This situation has forced GWL to operate on only 25% of its treatment capacity. Mr. Speaker, these conditions have increased the operational cost of water production significantly due to the use of alternative coagulants, which were more potent in treating high turbid raw water, the usage of more volumes of water chemicals for water treatment. To put the cost implications into perspective, the price of polymers is 4 times as much as the price of traditional coagulants, such as aluminium sulfate used for water treatment in areas where the water source has not been polluted as a result of illegal or galamsey activities. The deterioration or pollution of the water bodies caused by illegal mining often lead to the breakdown of GWL's pumping equipment, resulting in frequent pump equipment maintenance, which also comes with a high attendant cost and increased power consumption. All these challenges have culminated to intermittent water supply and rationing in several urban centers in the eastern, central, and western regions of the country. Mr. Speaker, in response to these challenges, Ghana Water Limited has instituted several mitigation measures, including emergency dredging of intake points that have been heavily silted by illegal mining activities, especially along the Preier River. Dredging of the intake areas of the Daboase, Befi, Chrome, and Setra-Himan water treatment plant was recently undertaken using internal generated funds. Construction and upgrading of treatment facilities such as the expansion of the Sekendi Takoradi plant to handle relatively high turbidity levels above 2,000 NTU. It is worth noting that any deterioration of the river bodies beyond the operation range of water treatment plants leads to the reduction of their production volumes. Enhanced stakeholder collaboration are being undertaken with the Environmental Protection Agency, Regional Security Councils, Water Resource Commission, and recently commissioned water guards to map and protect raw water sources and their catchments. Public sensitization campaigns in collaboration with traditional leaders and civil society groups to raise awareness about the threat of illegal mining to national water security. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry through Ghana Water Limited will continue to monitor the quality of raw water sources they abstract for treatment and subsequent supply, and will enhance treatment processes in the face of these escalating challenges to ensure the delivery of safe water to the general population within the operational areas of Ghana Water Limited. I am of the belief that the renewed, sustained, and coordinated efforts initiated will enhance the long-term sustainability of safe water supply in the country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Leader, any supplementary question?
Rightly so, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Minister, in his answer, has shared with us the challenges faced by Ghana Water. He first talks about the production capacity, which is up to just 25%, and also talks about the costs of producing water having gone up astronomically as a result of these galamsey activities at all. Now, Mr. Speaker, in view of the Minister's response, and given the fact that on May Day, the Secretary General of Organized Labour had this to say, we organized labor are surprised that 5 months into this administration, Galamsey menace is getting worse. Unquote. Would he provide timelines in respect of the sensitization? Because according to him, indeed, the Galamsey activities are getting out of hand, and organized labor is also concerned. And you are talking about sensitization. Would you provide some timelines for this sensitization program that you have just referred to?
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Majority Leader has indicated that the Minister would want the question repeated. And if it pleases you, I would repeat it.
I didn't ask Majority Leader to speak.
Very well. Mr. Speaker, that is why I'm... So
The
he
Minister.
signaled... Very well, Mr. Speaker. Minister signaled that I should repeat after the Majority Leader's signal. So if it pleases you...
Minister, is that your request? And so why do you have to hire a lawyer? Yes, you may do so.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, the Minister in his answer shared with us the challenges that Ghana Water is facing as a result of Galamsey. And I just made reference to organized labor as position on this matter to corroborate what he just shared with us, that on May 1st, organized labor, and quoting them, said, organized labor is surprised that 5 months into this administration, Galamsey menace is getting worse. And I'm saying that this has been corroborated by Minister. And Minister is saying that he's doing sensitization in various communities. Mr. Speaker, in view of the sensitization that, according to the Minister, Ghana Water is doing in various communities to address this Galamsey menace, I want to know whether there are timelines regarding the sensitization program they have embarked upon. Respectfully.
Yes, please, Minister. Hey. Yes, Majority Leader, yes. Just a minute, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, our standing orders in Order 86 1B says a question shall not contain charges which the member asking the question is not in a position to substantiate. Not in a position to substantiate. So, Speaker, the Minority Leader will not be able to substantiate his charge that Galamsey is getting out of hand just 5 months after the NDC has come into office. That is a charge. That is a charge. Even if you claim you are quoting the TUC, let the TUC say it out there. They can say it. But in this house, when you say something, be in a position to substantiate it. That is the position. If you are going to say that Galamsey has gotten out of hand 5 months into the NDC administration, be able to substantiate that charge. That's what our standing orders say. Don't hide under the cover of a TUC statement, because anybody can say anything out there, but not in this chamber. If the TUC comes to this chamber and makes that statement, we'll ask them to substantiate it. Same way, if you hide under the cover of TUC to make that statement, we will ask you to substantiate it. If you are unable to substantiate it, then you will have to withdraw.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, I've always said that the Majority Leader should have been a sheikh, because he doesn't know mischief. When he's doing mischief, you see the smiles on his face. So, when even if, Mr. Speaker, after admitting my question, and then the minister got to the dispatch box to answer, then he belatedly came in to raise an objection. Admissibility of question. Mr. Speaker, admissibility of a question. Can I finish? Can I finish, Leader? Mr. Speaker, out for smart, we all learned it from Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker will not make you upset. He will give you some smile just to make you relax. Mr. Speaker, admissibility of a question is your sole mandate. He can't chip away your powers. Mr. Speaker, you've admitted my supplementary question. Then you ask the minister, answer. Then the Majority Leader belatedly comes and to say that, no, he disagrees. Mr. Speaker, he is not the best person to interpret the rules. You have interpreted the rules. I asked the question twice. On the first occasion, he was like, Minister, sit down. Let him repeat. I repeated. And then you've allowed it. So he's trying to do his politics. We've gotten you. You want to protect government. It's okay. But the question has been asked. I brought the TUC position. And it is because the minister said that the Galamsey situation has really affected Ghana Water in terms of production, in terms of their pumping machines. And then they are relying on some new chemicals, which is even more expensive. And then he's saying that they are operating at 25% capacity. Mr. Speaker, I may read paragraph 2. He says that, Mr. Speaker, these conditions have increased the operational cost of water production significantly due to the use of alternative coagulants, into bracket polymers, which are more potent in treating highly turbid raw water, and the usage of more volumes of other chemicals for water treatment. Mr. Speaker, based on these, he himself went further to say that they are doing sensitization. So I only brought the TUC bit to corroborate what he's just told the House of Parliament, to say that he should give us the timelines for the sensitization program they've embarked upon. Mr. Speaker, that is all. Sensitization program. And it is contained in his answer. Majority Leader, government will not call you. It's okay, you've done your work. You've done your work. That's okay. Speaker has allowed the question. Let him answer.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, ordinarily, people ask their questions. Ordinarily, speakers will allow. But if somebody raises an objection to a question and then provides one of the rules as the basis of the objection and cites the rule as grounds for making a case that somebody is out of order, Speaker has to take a decision. Speaker has to take a decision. The portions of your question in which you seek to make part of the record of this House a claim that Galamsey has gotten out of hands 5 months into the administration of this government is what I take offense. And I'm saying that it offends the standing orders, because the standing orders expect you, if you make a charge, you should be able to substantiate it. But you are unable to substantiate it. Then you go and quote somebody else. And so this person says that Galamsey has gotten out of hand within 5 months of the NDC coming into office. And I'm saying that you cannot substantiate that. And you cannot in this house rely on what that person has said, because that person will not be able to substantiate that in this house. So withdraw that portion. If you want to ask him about sensitization, ask him about sensitization. As for smiling, it is my nature. I will smile. I will smile even if I am boiling you with hot water. That's my nature. I will smile. I don't know how to frown, because frowning is not good. Mr. Speaker.
Please, may we allow the minister to answer the question? The majority leader has done his duty, so please, Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the sensitization is ongoing until the good people of Ghana stop the Galamsey menace. Thank you.
Yes, supplementary question.
Honorable Minister, you have been very profound in your answer that the sensitization will go on until, I'm quoting you, until the people of Ghana stop the Galamsey, unquote. Now, since the sensitization will go on, may I know from you whether you have secured any budgetary allocation to support this drive, or it is only Ghana Water that is relying on its IGF to undertake this sensitization program? I say so because according to you, the situation is getting out of hand. And you need, yes, it's in the report. Yes, it's there. Yes, please pay attention. So, and that chiefs, opinion leaders, community leaders, traditional leaders are all being engaged to assist, Mr. Speaker. So, the question is on the budget for this sensitization program. Thank you very much.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, currently Ghana Water Limited is using its IGF for that sensitization. Thank you.
Your last supplementary question.
Speaker, with respect, under the new dispensation, it's been increased to 5 under Order 893. Yes, please. But Mr. Speaker, if you want to limit it to 3, but yes, sir. Mr. Speaker, the new rules. Yes, please.
Can you read the rule properly?
Yes, please, sir.
Read it.
Yes, please. Speaker, with respect,
893.
893. Yes, please.
Yes.
Any member.
Please. That's not 893.
Oh, Mr. Speaker.
893.
The
Read.
one I have here, yes.
Says what?
893.
Yes.
Quote, any member, any other member,
Exactly.
any other member
Yes.
may be allowed to ask no more than 2 supplementary questions, except that the majority and minority leaders or co-leaders may each ask not more than 5 supplementary questions on the substantive questions. Yes, Mr. Speaker.
So what does the rule say? Does it say that you are allowed to ask up to 5?
Not more than 5. Not more than
Please.
5.
May. May.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you taught us the rules. Mr. Speaker, today is your first day. Mr. Speaker, today, when I started, Mr. Speaker, I was happy seeing you. Mr. Speaker, I was happy seeing you in the chair. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the rules, they may say not more than 5. Mr. Speaker, don't limit me to 3. Mr. Speaker, it says that not more than 5. Mr. Speaker, I will take it again. You patiently bear with me as I read. That any other member may be allowed to ask no more than 2. So it means that other members no more than 2 supplementary questions, except that the majority and minority leaders or co-leaders may ask not more than 5. Mr. Speaker, so Mr. Speaker, if you grant me the opportunity, it means I can't go more than 5. So I'm only pleading.
Honorable members, please, on the question of supplementary questions, 891 is clear. As soon as a question is answered, any member, beginning with the member who asked the question, may, without notice, ask a supplementary question for further clarification of any matter of fact on the answer. But a supplementary question shall not introduce a matter not included in the original question. 2, the member who asked a question may be allowed to ask not more than 3 supplementary questions on the substantive question. Now, 3, any other member may be allowed to ask not more than 2 supplementary questions, except that the majority and minority leaders or co-leaders may each ask not more than 5 supplementary questions on the substantive question. This one is referring to a member asking a question, and when it comes to supplementary, the leaders are permitted to ask more. But when the leader himself asks a question, this is not applicable. Minority leader, you want me to bend the rules? Yes, majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, the minority leader, you raised a legal issue, and the Speaker was given an interpretation, and you gave your occiput to the Speaker. Yes.
No, that's unfortunate.
Yes. You gave your occiput to the Speaker whilst he was trying to explain a rule to you. This is not good. This is in bad taste. No, Mr. Speaker, it's not good. It's not a good mannerism. And you've done that persistently. I've observed you. When the Speaker is addressing us, we're all facing him and paying attention. With rapt attention. But when you ask or you raise an issue, the Speaker is addressing your issue, then you are looking elsewhere and you give your occiput to the Speaker. No, Mr. Speaker. No. Severally. Indeed, it is worse when the first deputy speaker is in the chair. Mr. Speaker, he will not only sit and give his occiput to the speaker, he will face this side and be addressing the speaker. No, you've done it persistently. When it was the first deputy speaker, I kept quiet. He's our colleague member of parliament. But I cannot keep quiet when it is the speaker himself. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. And whilst he's doing that, he's attacking the women on this side. He just did. Speaker had to draw his attention that he should concentrate and ask his question. He was attacking women. These things must stop. This is not below the belt. This is not below the belt. It is the conduct that is below the belt. It is the conduct that is below the belt. I am saying that it is a conduct that is below the belt. Please, let's respect each other in this chamber.
Well, I thought once the minority leader was here himself, unless he has engaged counsel.
Speaker,
Minority Chief Whip, you are the counsel now.
Speaker, not necessarily,
Yes.
but I am his chief whip.
Okay.
Speaker, just to observe a few things that the leader of the House has related to. Speaker, today at the Business Committee, the leader of the House and the majority leader regretted how we have often delayed in prosecuting government business. And he zeroed in on question time, referenced the orders, and said that we have often yielded to the temptation of going beyond the stipulated time. And government business often suffers. And I had agreed with him totally. Here we are just about exiting question time. And you're the same person engaging in businesses and observations that will be drawing us backwards. It will draw us backwards. And then you later on come and lament. Speaker, for the records, this week we have shown total cooperation with our colleagues. Even where deputy ministers are not in the House, we have willingly obliged where applications are made to the chair that deputy ministers or other ministers should prosecute businesses that are advertised in different ministries, names of different ministries. Why won't you allow us to go ahead and exhaust the period allocated to question time? Then government business will be prosecuted. Here you are raising issues that will not inure to the benefit of the prosecution of government business. Why? Mr. Majority Leader, at one breath, you wanted to support you to prosecute government business. Then at another breath, you are the same person who is causing the delay. I want to be charitable here, and I want to be careful in the use of words. Mr. Majority Leader, when you do such things, you are delaying government business. And I'm sure the president will not be happy with this. The president wants government business to be prosecuted, and here you are raising things that will not help. So advise yourself. Mr. Majority Leader, advise yourself. Otherwise, we will help you to delay the prosecution of government business, which will not be in your interest. A word to the wise is enough. I thank you.
which response is advertised in the to map out and protect raw water sources and their catchments and all. I want to know from you the items 1 and 2, the costs. Is it coming from Ghana Water or it is being funded by Government of Ghana through your ministry? In other words, the emergency dredging of intake points, as well as the construction and upgrading of the treatment facilities.
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's coming from the IGF of Ghana Water.
Well, I may give you one last question. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may I know from the Honorable Minister to what extent this IGF can sufficiently cater for these major works? Because in your answer, you did indicate respectfully that as a result of the effect of Galamsey on the cost of treatment, revenues of Ghana Water are affected. Obviously, if their revenues are affected, there would be nothing really. So, if you say that all of these, i.e., the sensitization program, the construction and the upgrading of treatment facilities, and you've listed them, you're saying that there's expansion at the secondary Takrady plant, and it is to handle relatively higher turbidity levels above 2,000 NTU. That's quite huge. I want to know from you, to what extent will IGF be sufficient? And if it wouldn't be, are you making plans to ensure that GOG provides support in the media review to enable you to handle this situation?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are aware that the IGF on its own can't really work on all the things that I mentioned. So we're looking at other sources to implement that. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Minister, in your answer as advertised, I see that you did not show how government fight, if any, against Galamsey is impacting on the raw water intake. Is this because you do not see any concerted effort from government in fighting against Galamsey as the reason why you do not mention that to this House?
Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will be glad to hear the question again.
Honourable Member, may you repeat?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm saying that in your answer to the question as advertised, you did not tell us any effort from the government, okay, against Galamsey as impacting the raw water intake. And so my question is it because you don't see any concerted effort from the government against, Galamsey, which is why you did not mention it as one of the ways by which this problem can be solved?
Yes, Minister. Yes, Minister, yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I thought my question wasn't really to answer about Galamsey. So, and I know the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, they are doing a lot about Galamsey. So I'm sure when it's directed to him, he'll be able to answer it very well. Thank you.
Yes, honorable members. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Oh, well, are you now respectfully?
He wants to ask a supplementary question.
Speaker, please, do I?
Yes, please go on.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, thank you so much. Honorable Minister, page 14 has captured your answer. And I quote, to put the cost implications into perspective, the price of polymers is 4 times as much as the price of traditional coagulants, such as aluminium sulfate, used for water treatment in areas where the water source has not been polluted as a result of illegal or Galamsey activities. Mr. Speaker, my question to the Honorable Minister is that can you give us the exact cost that is involved?
Yes, Minister, may you be able to give us the exact cost that is involved?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I can get the exact cost and send it to the Honorable House. Thank you.
Yes, Majority Leader.
So, Speaker, I want to find out from the Minister. In his answer, he reports of alarming turbidity levels in the major rivers such as Pra, Birim, Densu, Enum, Oda, Ankobra, Tano, Ofin, and the Black Volta. And then he talks about the siltation of the Pra River. So these high turbidity levels and the siltation that has taken place, did it just happen or you met the situation like that when you got there as a minister?
Yes, Minister. Yes, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, those are figures that I got when I assumed office. Thank you.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is now an empty stable.
Sorry?
I'm saying that the stable is now empty. Those I was seeking to arrest have bolted. So my intervention is now out here, so I rest my case. Because the majority...
I'm not sure you listened.
Mr. Speaker, I did. Very much so.
You listened to the question.
Yes.
But I'm not sure you listened to the answer.
It was a question I wanted to arrest, but you said I should resume my seat and wait after. But at this point, once he's come in and dealt with it, it's okay. Mr. Speaker, it's okay. It's okay.
I find it difficult that a member will want to arrest a question that is being asked by another member. It's not possible. He has not been able, not unless you decide not to. If you waive your right or if you concede, that one, the speaker cannot do anything, but no member can arrest a question being asked by another member. That's not possible. Yes, Majority Leader, you were on your feet.
So, Mr. Speaker.
You realize that he did not answer your question.
Yes.
The minister did not answer your question.
That's why I want to repeat it. Maybe he didn't.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the minister in his answer said that Ghana Water Company has reported alarming turbidity levels in the aforementioned water bodies. And these are Pra, Birim, Densu, Enum, Oda, Ankobra, Tano, Ofen, Black Volta, and a few others. And then also that as a result of the activities of illegal mining activity, there has been siltation of the Preier River. And I asked him, these conditions that Ghana Water Company reported, did it just happen? Or when he was appointed minister and he went to the ministry and they gave him report about the conditions there, whether those are the conditions he met when he went to the ministry? That is a question that I asked. No, that's a question. In any case, I have 5 questions. I have 5, unlike you who has 3, a supplementary question in addition to your original question. I, as leader, asked him supplementary. I have 5. I can ask him the same question 5 times. And it is my right. It's there. I can ask the same question 5 times. I can turn it upside down. I can turn it sideways. But 5 of them I can ask. So, Minister, did you meet those conditions when you went to the ministry, or these just developed in the last 5 months? That is my question.
Yes, Minister.
Mr. Speaker, those were what I met when I resumed office as a minister.
Minister, they say they can't hear you.
Mr. Speaker, those were the figures that I received when I got to office as a minister.
Yes, Majority Leader.
So, Minister, for the avoidance of doubt, the high turbidity levels and the high siltation levels have been the result of illegal mining for the past 8 years. And that is what you meant when you went there, for the avoidance of doubt.
Yes, Majority Leader, definitely you know that you are completely out of order. Yes. Honorable members, we may move to the next question. You have a supplementary. Honorable members, I'm being very, very, very magnanimous because of the nature of the subject matter. Water, potable water. That's why. If not, I wouldn't have allowed you. But I'll allow you if you have any serious supplementary question too. It might be a serious one. Yes. Please, let's move on to the next question. It stands in the name of the Honorable Member for Achuma Mponua, Honorable Sef Osei Akoto. Please, Honorable Member, you may ask your question now. First Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources when work will resume on the 27 abandoned toilet facilities located in 27 different communities within the Achuma Mponua constituency initiated by Ghana First Company Limited. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think that question is supposed to be directed to the local government minister because it had something to do with 27 abandoned toilet facilities. That doesn't fall under my sector. Thank you.
Honorable Member. Yes, please. Let me hear from him.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Respectively, may I kindly request that this question is directed to the Minister for Local Government, Chieftains and Religious Affairs. Thank you.
Yes, honorable members, I see that members are not following the correct procedure in submission of questions. Definitely, a lot of you are first-timers, and if you have difficulty in structuring your questions, the technical clerks are there to assist you. On the other hand, you approach your leaders to assist you. And third, you also pass them through the leaders. I have assigned the second deputy is handling admission of statements. I handle the others administratively. There's a lot of work. And so please kindly assist them. Particularly the questions are becoming too many. And I don't think that there's enough time to scrutinize them properly to make sure that they conform to the rules of the House. So please assist my colleagues, deputy speakers, to be able to admit the questions well. Some of these questions really are not well captured. But once they appear here, it's not for the speaker to be guillotining questions. It's for us to create space for you to, once they are within the rules, air your views, because you are not representing yourselves, you are representing millions of people in the country. And that's why I become so gracious in giving you the opportunity to do what you are doing. It's not for waste of time, no. It's for you to make sure that the people outside there feel that you are representing them and representing them effectively. Please, the First Deputy Speaker may take the chair. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, on the 7th of July 2025, Mr. Speaker, we were saddened by the loss of one of our colleagues. And it broke in the news. We all read it in the news, but the minority leader came to the House and asked to make a statement pursuant to Order 92, I recall. And when the Speaker granted him audience to do so, he announced to this House the passing of one of our colleagues, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Akwetia, our colleague, the late Honorable Ernest Kumi. Mr. Speaker, he reported to this House the passing of our colleague, and hence it became official communication that our colleague had passed. So, Speaker, that decision of my colleague, the minority leader, to communicate to this House the passing of our colleague has raised some very serious constitutional matters. And I, as Majority Leader, have received a series of communications from people who are saying that if you look at Article 1125 of our Constitution, Clause 5 of Article 112, where it says, and with your permission, let me quote, "Whenever a vacancy occurs in Parliament, the clerk to Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission in writing within 7 days after the vacancy occurred, and a by-election shall be held within 30 days after the vacancy occurred." Mr. Speaker, having officially informed this House as the leader of that caucus that our colleague passed, unfortunately, it has become official communication to this House and notification of the occurrence of a vacancy. So people are asking, has the clerk within 7 days communicated to the Electoral Commission the passing of our colleague and the occurrence of a vacancy? If that is the case, are they to expect a by-election 30 days following the passing of our colleague? Mr. Speaker, before the communication, there was some discussion of this matter. And our colleague, in his communication to the House, said it was without prejudice to Article 112 and the constitutional implications on the passing of a colleague. But it has become a matter of public concern. I have received a series of requests for information regarding what we are doing as a House, and I feel that I should raise it before you and for you to take a decision. What should be the direction? Are we to treat the communication from the leader of the minority caucus to this House that our colleague belonging to his side is no more as a communication that the seat has become vacant? Because vacancy occurs when the person passes, and there's no doubt about the passing. This House ordinarily in the past never discussed the matter until there was an official communication by the Speaker. But on this occasion, we took the step of formally communicating to this House. And we all expressed our messages of condolences. It has become part of the official record that this House has become seized with the information that our colleague has passed. Therefore, there is a vacancy. Should this House be communicating within the 7 days? And should there be a by-election within the 30 days of the occurrence of the event? These are matters that I think, as Speaker, you need to give some direction. And I thought to raise it whilst you are in the seat so that you yourself will take a decision on the matter. So if I arrested your decision to let First Deputy Speaker take the seat, it is because of this very, very important constitutional matter that I think you should give us some indications how to proceed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Member.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Leader of the House in his submissions referred to Standing Orders 92 and also Article 1125. Standing Orders 92, with your kind permission, I'll read. And the heading is Ceremonial Speech. A ceremonial speech may be permitted, and the speech shall be confined to commemorating a special event, eulogizing a renowned personality or a deceased distinguished person, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the practice of this House, as we've all come to understand and appreciate, is that such ceremonial speeches are confined to situations like, a national day, a very important personality like a former president, former first lady, and such other important personalities. When it comes to a member of parliament passing, sadly, in this case, the Speaker is informed, a statement is admitted, a speech is made on the floor, members are given the opportunity to contribute to the passing of the said member, and it's admitted. Mr. Speaker, if you read Article 1125, it deals with a situation where a vacancy has occurred, and the Clerk of Parliament, and with your kind permission, I read again, that where a vacancy occurs in Parliament, the Clerk to Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission. The Clerk of Parliament, fortunately, Mr. Speaker, is here. Has he been notified officially of the passing of the Member of Parliament for Akwetia? And has he written to the Electoral Commission with the kind permission of the Speaker? And I believe sincerely it has not happened. What I believe the minority leader did was just an information to the House on the passing of a colleague, which is not within the ambit of Standing Orders 92 and Article 1125. That is my submission to you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I don't want to permit further discussion of this matter. You have read the article. This House spent some time in looking at that article. Government itself did, and there was an amendment to that article. It's all in your constitution. Now, the original Article 1125 says whenever a vacancy occurs in Parliament, the Clerk to Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission in writing within 7 days after the vacancy occurred. And a by-election shall be held within 30 days after the vacancy occurred. Now, when does a vacancy occur? We've been given a number of them, including death. When do you consider a person to have died? Who certifies that this person has died? Recently, somebody I knew collapsed in his room. And for 4 days, he was unconscious. Even though he was sent to the hospital, he was just lying there unconscious. The 4th day, he woke up and realized he was in the hospital. Now, some people would have taken that the day he collapsed and he was unconscious, motionless, he will be considered as dead and maybe buried before he could get up on the 4th day. So there must be an authority to say that the person has died. And that is why the medical profession developed the word clinical. Clinically dead. That one they are sure you are no more. Traditionally, there is an authority that have to come out to say that the person is dead. You know, our royals, the process you pass through. You know, in our families, the process you pass through. It's not any person outside anywhere that can tell you that this person is dead. It has happened to many. And they've always risen up. In fact, they don't even die. But some people go and say that the person is dead. I recall this one is true, but it's the light side. I know you will laugh. Somebody who was interested in another man's wife went and declared that the man was dead. And they organized the man's funeral. And that permitted him to marry the man's wife. After a few weeks, the man showed up. Now, he was advised in his own interest that once the funeral had been organized, that you are dead. If you don't disappear, they will kill you. This is a true story. This is a true story. I can mention names. So the person has to do what? Vamoose. So please, let's continue that way. Let's continue that way. We always want the proper authority to inform the House of the death of a colleague member of Parliament before we take action. We don't want to fall into this kind of traps. Now, this matter was discussed by this House, and that led to an amendment which is in the Constitution of Ghana, Constitution of the Republic of Ghana Amendment Act 1996. And that is Section 3 of that act. And I want to read it. Article 112 of the Constitution is amended by the repeal of Clause 5 and the insertion of the following. And that's the 5. Whenever a vacancy occurs in Parliament, the Clerk of Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission in writing within 7 days after becoming aware that the vacancy has occurred. And a by-election shall be held within 30 days after the vacancy occurred, except that where the vacancy occurred through the death of member, the by-election shall be held within 60 days after the occurrence of the vacancy. Now, clearly from the original article 112, the person who is to inform the Electoral Commission is the clerk. The clerk doesn't just get up, listen to news, or any member and write a letter to the Electoral Commission that a member is no more. No. We are officially informed. With evidence that the person is no more. Based on that, the Speaker will then direct the clerk to issue the letter to the Electoral Commission. The clerk acts as an administrator. The clerk does not control members of Parliament. He is the head of the administration, parliamentary service. He is not the head of members of Parliament. He is the Speaker who presides over you. And so he can direct the clerk. This is what has happened to one of my members. The clerk cannot do that. So to the best of my knowledge, no such communication has been issued. The clerk has not been given any such authority to do so. Please, I think the reference to the standing orders. The standing orders, from the heading, it says ceremonial speech. Ceremonial. The death of a member cannot be a ceremonial speech at all. And so I'm sure the minority leader erred in coming to do what he did. That is not to be continued. We should discontinue it because the likelihood of any member coming in and making a statement of somebody he doesn't like perishing is great. And so far as the EC is concerned, unless they have evidence of a letter from the clerk communicating to them, because when they get the letter from the clerk, they will be acting constitutionally if they decide to process for any by-election. So that is the position. I think that it was not right and it should not be repeated. Yes, Majority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the guidance you have given. But there's a twist to the facts. It's more complicated than that. After the statement that was made in this House, and after our various responses on this side, the following morning, the leadership and some members of Parliament, together with the clerk, then conveyed ourselves to the family. And this was carried on television and reported on radio. It was live, reported on City FM. live reported. And at the family house, at the residence of the deceased, we told them that we had heard. And so we're coming to confirm, led by our clerk. They received us and they said they were confirming to us that indeed he had passed. Mr. Speaker, the clerk was there. And it was on television. It was carried live on radio. And Ghanaians saw it, listened to it, that the minority, the majority, and their leadership, led by the Clerk of Parliament, had gone to the family to inquire whether indeed it is true that he had passed. And the family said, yes, indeed, he had passed. Then we made all the commitments to help the family with the funerals and every other thing that mattered thereafter. So Ghanaians saw everything. So I'm still saying that if you look at the constitutional provision says, whenever a vacancy occurs in Parliament, the Clerk of Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission in writing within 7 days after becoming aware. The clerk, after becoming aware. Mr. Speaker, if Ghanaians ask the clerk, are you aware or not, can he say that he's not aware? Because after being informed by the leader of the caucus through a statement in this house, the clerk himself followed up to the house, the residence, met the family members of the deceased, asked them, and they confirmed to him that the deceased has passed. And this was on national television. It was on radio. Mr. Speaker, can the clerk say that he is not yet aware? That is the dilemma that I am confronted with. These are the full facts. And people are calling me and asking me, I argue you're sitting there and say you know Constitution. This is happening under your nose. Have you brought it to the attention of the Speaker? So at business committee meeting, I drew the attention of the minority side. Said, this is what has happened. I will raise it. And then Speaker will take a decision on the matter. But these are the facts. Is the clerk aware? Did he go to the residence to go and ascertain? Did they confirm to him? And now that he's become aware constructively, what is he doing?
Yes. Well, let me listen to the minority leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When we heard of this issue, I think the whole Parliament was devastated. And the next day, we met at conclave. At conclave, the decision was that we're not going to do any business. We'll just come and adjourn. However, upon further deliberation, the leadership decided that we can also just keep quiet. So at least when we come, we should raise the matter. And it's not going to be open for comment. It's just for the two leaders. So, Mr. Speaker, when I put out the information, I emphasized in my statement with a caveat that this does not amount to an official communication and that it is not as part of the processes to trigger any constitutional imperative. It was clear, and Hansard bears me out. The next day, the clerk to Parliament and leadership drove to the family house where we met the wife and some family members. What we told them was that the head of this assembly, being you were not in the jurisdiction. And we had heard this. We want to come and find out from them and report back to you. Mr. Speaker, on record, the Ochiami for the family, the linguist who spoke on behalf of the family, told us that indeed there was a situation like that. However, the gentleman being a royal, they are only in Accra to work, but they have to go back to the family and officially inform the family. And after that, they would come and inform Parliament, because being a royal, there is a need for a family member to lead, to officially inform you. Mr. Speaker, our spokesperson, leadership, and the clerk nominated Honorable Anodompre to speak on our behalf. So they asked us to nominate one from amongst us to be the liaison, to give notice of when they are coming. So we nominated Honorable Collins Adumaku Mensah to be the one to liaise with them. Mr. Speaker, in fact, Honorable Chief Whip Anodompre asked the leader of the House whether there was anything to add. He said whatever he said on our behalf is full and final. Mr. Speaker, I don't understand the sudden twist where some constructive meaning is being given to this matter and that the clerk is being pushed into a tight corner. You've spoken to us about our tradition. You've spoken to us about the processes that leads to this communication. And even the amendment to Article 1125, which you read, allowed an in extenso. 1125, as amended in 1996, is here. Mr. Speaker read it aloud and in extenso. So it is not true, and it is not the case, that the clerk to Parliament went there on his own. Based on what leadership discussed with him, is what led all of us to go. And the family was clear that the gentleman is a royal, and per tradition, they can't just get up. And there's no royal family member in Accra. They are all in the village. So, Mr. Speaker, I would want to beg of the respected leader of the House. If he says people are calling him, saying that, what is he doing? He is a constitutionalist and all, I will plead with him. This is a very sad situation. We're all struck by this. It is somebody's life. We don't know tomorrow. Let us not create the impression that somebody is in a rush for the purpose of political convenience. Mr. Speaker has given us a direction. Mr. Speaker has guided us. Let us contact the family, and I'm sure that the family would equally contact us. This is not the first time a situation like this has occurred. It is not the first. And let us appreciate the sensitivity around this and not create the impression that, we are so insensitive and we want to hurriedly do something to fill the vacancy. So, Mr. Speaker, that is it. To conclude, Mr. Speaker, I did not come here to make a ceremonial speech. Mr. Speaker, this is a house of record. Because you had commented that if I did so, then I was wrong. No,
Mr. Speaker, I was very guided. I'm still a student of parliamentary jurisprudence. I'm careful. I know I can make mistakes, but I was careful which of the rules to come under, and we all discussed. So I didn't come saying that ceremonial speeches. No. I got up, Mr. Speaker, to crave the indulgence of the chair to inform and for us to discuss the matter. So, Mr. Speaker, that is all I would want to.
Yes, honorable members, please. The Speaker is a presiding officer. The Speaker is not a judge. If I have to operate as a judge, there are so many questions that will have to be answered before you can take a well-considered decision in this matter. But there are three essential things you have to look at when you read that clause of the article, because it's in a context. One, vacancy occurring. Two, when. Three, time limits given to the clerk. These are very essential. It's not just about a member dying, but when did the member die? Because the time starts running from that day, not when the clerk informs in writing the Electoral Commission. No. So those three things are very essential in processing this matter. And so, even for you going, there's nothing wrong with it because you have heard. And even traditionally, that's what we do. So there's nothing wrong with you going there to find out whether what you have heard is really true. But that is not sufficient basis for you saying that a vacancy has occurred. There must be further evidence, because those people you met might turn out not to be the family or head of family or linguist under cross-examination. And so that is sufficient for you to show concern that a colleague suddenly has fallen. It's a shock. And so you move to try and find out. There's nothing wrong with that one. But you will want some authority, some evidence. And you don't forget the Constitution is talking about in writing. In writing. The writing will state the person is no more and it occurred on this date. Then the Electoral Commission can start counting from that date. And in the case of death, 60 days, there must be election. The clerk is given to act within 7 days. Within 7 days. And so what you've done is right by following up, because it's not only news. A leader of the House, in the person of the minority leader, has also given notice. So the clerk cannot pretend not to have heard. So you have to follow up. But to act, the clerk will need more than just that. Because in writing to the Electoral Commission, the clerk will have to state categorically that the death occurred on this date, and if possible, the time. And then the Electoral Commission will start calculating from that date. So if we have not yet received in writing that letter, the clerk, by not communicating, has not done anything wrong. Because there is no sufficient basis for the clerk to write and say, oh, this statement was made on this date on the floor, then we followed up to the family, it was confirmed, and you rely on that. Later on, some other family members can come out, and it's happened in this country a number of times, where people have come out to contest the earlier information. So we will still need some evidence to rely on for the clerk to write. But as I told you, the clerk just don't proceed to act. And the position of the speaker is always here in the House. The person might be outside the jurisdiction, but for the speaker is a creation of the Constitution and is always here. That is why you have at least 2 deputies. Even if I'm not here and they get in touch with me, I give the necessary authority, act on my behalf. That is on the administration. But presiding, they don't need that authority. Once I've left, they can preside. But administration, they will need the authority because of the law, not only the Constitution. The Constitutive Act of Parliament itself has stated it clearly when it comes to administration. So this is the guidance I can give the House. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, when we arrived at the family house, at the residence of the deceased, and we asked, they provided the clerk with details of the incident, the hospital where the incident occurred, and the time when the incident occurred. So, Mr. Speaker, we must pay attention. We must pay attention to the language of our Constitution and what it says. I am saddened by an attempt by my colleague, the Minority Leader, to create an impression that I am being insensitive, that there is a sudden haste to rush and have a by-election and etc. Mr. Speaker, I really have no interest beyond my fidelity to the Constitution and the language of the Constitution. When the Constitution says, when the clerk becomes aware, and I have gone with the clerk to the family house, and the family has informed both myself and the clerk, and informed the clerk of the hospital, informed him of the time, and informed him that the doctors there confirmed, and I was sitting there with him. Mr. Speaker, so Mr. Speaker, if after all these facts occurring on national television, we can go for the tapes and the records where they inform myself, the clerk, the Minority Leader, and about 35 other members of Parliament. They told us the hospital, the time, and then the confirmation by the doctors. Mr. Speaker, it is up to the clerk to follow up to the hospital and get the certification, because he's been told, so that he can do what constitutionally he is obliged to do. For the records, no one is being insensitive here. For the records, no one is in a haste. Indeed, Mr. Speaker, I have seen posters put out by the NPP announcing the wife of the deceased as their parliamentary candidate in the by-election. Who is being insensitive here? I have seen posters announcing the wife of the deceased as their preferred parliamentary candidate in the constituency when we have not yet even performed the funeral of the deceased. So who is being insensitive? Who is being insensitive? Mr. Speaker, the Constitution is clear. The Constitution is clear in terms of the language, and that is why I am raising it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, enough. Honorable members, enough is enough. We are getting into some other very troubling areas. So please, I told you what I did. Honorable member, honorable members, please. You are just talking about yourselves. You should at least be very, 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 very sensitive to yourselves. You are talking about yourselves. You are talking about yourselves. Please. Honorable members, let's leave it at this stage, and then leadership can discuss this using the usual channels of communication. The proper thing will be done, and definitely it's a democratic state. We'll go through what the law says we should do. I want to please plead with members that as I leave the chair, extend the same cooperation to the deputy speakers that will preside. Whatever I do when I leave the chair, I always have an eye on what is happening on the floor of Parliament. So I don't want the current orderly situation to deteriorate into anything. Let's do the business of the day. We are getting to the end of this meeting. And what I gathered since I arrived last night is that we have a lot more business to do. So let's end well. And definitely, we are all shocked by the demise of our colleague, but we're just trying to do the proper thing. And it could be any of us. I recall one member only spent, I think, 3 months in Parliament here. I think that Honorable Minister for Interior could correct me whether it's more than 3 months. I can't see him paying attention. I don't know whether it was 3 months.
The Speaker, mine was shorter. Well, he did 39 days.
39 days. 39 days, and that was a doctor. But he only spent 39 days here and died suddenly. So we've always had these shocks. This is not the first time. And what I'm just experiencing, I experienced it at that time too, these same exchanges took place. And that is what gave the public the impression that you don't matter. You don't even respect yourselves. So immediately it happens, nobody cares about the dead. They are looking at who is going to replace the dead. And I recall at Fomina, I made a statement because when I went to that funeral, they were wearing the T-shirts of the candidate. And I told them that in the unlikely event that I am no more as a member of parliament, anybody who comes to my funeral with a T-shirt of another person will not go back. I remember that very well. God being on my side, I'm still alive. So please, take this serious and let's do the proper thing. We will sit together and we'll do what is right. So the EC will properly be informed. I thank you so much. First Deputy Speaker to take the chair. Now we can move on to... No, it's question time. So, honorable members, it's question time. We'll continue with the question time. And then... Honorable members, First Deputy Speaker to take the chair.
Yes. Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I regret to say that our side feel that the issues that have been brought on this floor appears to be very insensitive to us, and therefore we are withdrawing from today's proceedings. No problem.
Yes, Honorable Kwame Agboja.
Mr. Speaker, what the respected minority leader did is in total disrespect to the ruling or the comments made by Mr. Speaker before leaving the chair for you. Mr. Speaker admonished all of us to drop the issues and continue with today's business. Immediately Mr. Speaker left, our colleagues on the other side decided to do the opposite of what Mr. Speaker did. That's very regrettable. That is very disrespectful to Mr. Speaker, and that must be put on record.
Very well. Honourable members, can we make progress? Honourable members, question numbered 182. Standing in the name of Alfred Nikote Ashish, Member of Parliament for Odododio.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources what concrete steps the ministry is taking to ensure consistent access to potable water for households in Odododio, particularly in Old Fadama, where water shortage have persisted for over 6 years. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, customers of Ghana Water Limited in the Ododo-Diodo constituency receive potable water from the Weja Water Treatment Plant. To enhance water supply in the western part of Accra, Ghana Water Limited utilized its internally generated funds between December 2024 and May 2025 to replace all 4 pumps at its intake facility, ensuring adequate abstraction from treatment and distribution. All 4 pumps now being successfully replaced and are fully operational, resulting in a substantial improvement in water supply across the western Greater Accra metropolitan area, including Old Fadama. Mr. Speaker, the Old Fadama area is supplied with potable water through a 500 mm diameter steel pipeline from Weja. According to Ghana Water Limited, Water Demand Management Plan, water is delivered to Old Fadama from Monday through Friday. However, the substantial increase in population and accelerated urban development have created challenges in consistently and effectively providing water to some of the enclave's higher altitude areas. It should be emphasized that Old Fadama does not face a general water crisis. Any existing water-related issues are specific in nature, and this will be identified and investigated and addressed as required. Mr. Speaker, as part of a long-term strategy, the Weja Rehabilitation and Expansion Project is being considered for implementation to enhance water supply to the western part of Accra, including Old Fadama. Upon completion, the project is projected to increase water production by 100,000 meter cube per day, thereby addressing the area's water demand up to the year 2045. The Ministry, in collaboration with Ghana Water Limited, is actively engaging with investors who have shown interest in supporting development of this project, with potential financing opportunities from donor partners currently under consideration. Thank you.
Honourable Member, any supplementary?
No, Mr. Speaker. I'm grateful, and I will follow up physically to ensure that the responses I have gotten actually reflect the lives of the people of Ododo-Diodio. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Let's move to question numbered 183. Also standing in the name of Alfred Nikote Ashi, Member of Parliament for Ododo-Diodio. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, well, since you've already asked him, after he has asked a question, I'll request for a variation of the order of business so that we take some motions that have been hanging for several weeks now. So, but after this question.
Very well.
Thank you once again for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources steps the ministry is taking to upgrade drainage systems in Ododo-Diodio to mitigate perennial flooding, particularly in low-lying areas such as Agbobloshi Township. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources acknowledges the significant flood risks faced by the residents in Ododo-Diodo constituency. Due to its topographic vulnerability, siltation and solid waste accumulation, and dense informal development patterns. We recognize that these issues continue to threaten lives, public health, economic activities in settlements such as Agbobloshi, Jamestown, and the Kole Lagoon precincts. Mr. Speaker, as part of government's proactive efforts aimed at addressing the perennial flooding in the Greater Accra region, the Ododo-Diodo constituency is included in the Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project, currently being implemented with funding support from the World Bank. The Garrett project targets the Odo drainage basin and includes 17 participating metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies, including the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, which has oversight over the jurisdiction of Ododo-Diodo. Mr. Speaker, under the Garrett project, the performance-based dredging contract has been ongoing since February 2024, covering the dredging of the Odo Basin, spanning the Kaprai section all the way to the Kole Lagoon outfall. The contractor has undertaken 2 cycles of dredging activities at the Agbobloshi section of the Kole Lagoon. In the process, the contractor has constructed a single-cell culvert behind sewage systems, which was completed in 3rd April 2025. Presently, the dredging contractor is working from Aveno towards the outfall to the sea. It is anticipated that the contractor will reach Agbobloshi section in September to ensure a full cycle of dredging from Kaprais to the sea for 2025. Mr. Speaker, under the 2023 and 2024 GhanaWeb operation and maintenance grants, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, which has jurisdiction over Ododo-Diodo, was supported to carry out desilting works on new drains and secondary stormwater drains in high-risk locations. These interventions covered parts of Munkose, Kwakwa Lontite Street, Palace Street, Otublohu Street, St. Mary's SHS, Bubuashi, Gajesberg Avenue Road, Audomi, Akuye Street, Agbonboy Street, Nyamidno Street, New Tekodin Street, Asafwache J Street, among others. These desilting efforts restored partial flow capacity, cleared blockages caused by silt and solid waste, and provided temporary relief in flood-prone zones during recent rainfall events. Mr. Speaker, in addition to the maintenance efforts, the Ghana Hydrological Authority is working with AMA under the GhanaWeb framework to support priority drainage channels within the constituency for engineering redesign. These include detailed assessment of existing drainage, infrastructure, and structural improvement, which will address bottlenecks with appropriate concrete lining, culvert expansion, inlet and outlet upgrades. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry is also integrating climate-resilient and nature-based drainage solutions into medium to long-term plans for flooding-prone coastal zones, including Odo-Diodo. Furthermore, public education campaigns and local bylaw enforcement will be intensified through AMA GhanaWeb partnership to prevent waste dumping into drains, which remains a key contributor to flooding in Agbobloshi. Mr. Speaker, recognizing the contribution of poor solid waste to flooding events, the GhanaWeb project has undertaken several waste clearing exercises to reduce the risk of solid waste ending up in the drains in particular. The following activities have been undertaken. Taking the timber market area, we formed and trained local community sanitation committee and equipped them with PPEs and small tools. The sanitation committee has undertaken 5 community cleanup exercises. As the evacuation of refuse over 1,266 cubic meters. Agbobloshi area, we formed and trained local community sanitation committee and equipped them with PPEs and small tools. The sanitation committee has undertaken 8 community cleanup exercises. Evacuation of refuse, 2,527 cubic meters. At the Denko area, evacuation of refuse, about 5,588 cubic meters. Jamestown, community cleanups, about 6 of them. Mr. Speaker, I wish to assure the honorable member and the good people of Ododo-Diodo that the Ministry and Hydro remain committed to resolving the long-standing flooding problems in the constituency. The integrated interventions under GhanaWeb, combined with Hydro's engineering expertise and enforcement mandates of AMA, will provide a sustainable and resilient solution to protect lives, assets, livelihoods in the Agbobloshi Township and surrounding areas. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable member, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, the good people of Agbobloshi, led by the Assembly member, Honorable Ashiko, who happens to be a cousin, are very grateful, and I'll personally follow up to ensure that they get what is duly deserved to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We then move to question numbered 198, standing in the name of Dr. Albert Tete Nyakote, Member of Parliament for Yilo Krobo.
Right, Honorable Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources when work will resume and be completed on the water extension project from Huhunya to Boti to Agogo to Opeska to Insutapon, to Akpo and Akwamu in the Ilo Krobo municipality, which has halted since January 2025.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, Ghana Water Limited has undertaken pipeline extension works in selected areas of the Yellow Krobo constituency, funded by its internally generated funds. The pipeline installation from Huhunya to Boti has completed. Water supply is now accessible to communities situated along the Huhunya-Accra corridor. Communities along the corridor from Accra to Boti have access to water, and Ghana Water Limited will be able to undertake household water connections once requests are received from prospective households. Pipeline construction has begun between Boti and Osuboi number 1 and number 2, but commissioning of the pipeline is pending until the contractor completes the necessary remedial works. Mr. Speaker, communities including Opesika, Insutapon, Akpo, Akwamu do not yet have pipeline infrastructure. As the extension works are proceeding in phases, pipeline construction in these areas will be undertaken as soon as the requisite funds are secured to enhance the supply of potable water to the aforementioned communities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to thank the Honourable Minister for his response. I have no further questions for him. I will engage him privately to make progress on the issues. Thank you.
Honourable Members, we then move to question number 269, standing in the name of Mr. Nana Ose Ajay, New Job and North. Well, Honourable Members, the member is not here to ask the question, and nobody is authorized by the member to ask the question. So accordingly, the answer will be printed and communicated to the honourable member. So, Honourable Minister, this brings us to your last question. We thank you very much for attending upon the House to respond to questions. You are hereby discharged. Honourable members, let's move to question number 135. Scheduled for the Minister responsible for energy and green transition. Yes?
Mr. Speaker, the Interior Minister is here. He has a regulation that he wants to just lay. So I was just pleading. I'm pleading if we can just.
Honourable members, let's turn to order paper addendum.
Yeah.
At commencement of public business, presentation of instruments.
Immigration Service Amendment Regulations 2025.
Honourable members, instrument duly presented, and it is referred to a committee on subsidiary legislation for consideration and reports. Honourable members, let's move back to question number 135. The first one is standing in the name of Honourable Jijoli Gakpe, Member of Parliament for Keta.
Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 88 3, and I have the authority of the questioner to do so. I seek your...
Please, leave is hereby granted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Energy and Green Transition what measures are being taken to address the issue of power generation capacity and efforts aimed at reducing the frequency in power outages, and how the Ministry is planning to resolve the inefficiency of the transmission and distribution networks.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, to address power generation capacity issues and reduce the frequency of power outages, the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, in collaboration with relevant agencies such as the Minister for Roads, who has been of immense support to me in the discharge of my duties, we are implementing the following interventions. Ensuring that thermal and hydropower plants are properly maintained, what we call mandatory maintenance, to continue operating and generating power. Repowering and refurbishing of broken down plants, such as the 132 megawatt Takoradi thermal power plant, to restore the availability and efficiency of the plant. Installation of additional capacity, for instance, installation of the Ameri, AXA, Senate plants at the Angomaso generating stations. Additional supply of gas from Nigeria has been secured. The ENI plant, that is the OCTP fields, have also increased gas by about 30 mm/scf. Jubilee has also increased gas by about 20 mm/scf. We've secured funding now, and as we get the funding, we hope that we would have consistent supply of fuel, particularly liquid fuels. We are also working with ECG to ensure that they adhere to the cash water flow mechanism. They are currently operating a single treasury account with GCB, where all these funds are accounted for. ECG has also constituted a 4-gang team to attend to outages. I am happy to note, Mr. Speaker, that for the 4th month continuously, we've had stable supply of power. We've stabilized the system and now exporting power to all our neighboring countries. Mr. Speaker, these are some of the measures that we've put in place in order to ensure that we continue to have stable, reliable, uninterruptible supply of power. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Member, any supplementary question?
No, Mr. Speaker, just to be grateful to the Minister and the government for the good work they are doing, and we hope that doing so doesn't surface. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Question number 136, also standing in the name of Honorable Kwame Ijoli-Gagbe.
Mr. Speaker, I have the authority of the questioner to also
Please,
do the same.
go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I rise to ask the Minister for Energy and Green Transition the total number of electricity meters procured during or within the period of 2017 to 2024, how much it cost the state and distribution, and whether they have been certified and calibrated by the Ghana Standards Authority.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker, between the period 2017 to 2024, a total of 4,202,856 single-phase and 22,600 three-phase energy meters were procured at a total cost of 627,749,279 Ghana cedi and 568 million United States dollars, 716,571 by the Ministry of Energy, by ECG, and by Gridco. The breakdown is indicated below, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the meters were distributed primarily for what we call self-help electrification projects and new service connections, extensions, and replacements by the distribution companies. Meter certification were done through factory acceptance tests
at meter manufacturing laboratories. The factory acceptance test includes checks to ensure the testing equipment work properly calibrated. Additionally, ECG and Ghana Standards Authority do further testing before deployment of these meters. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary?
No supplementary, Mr. Speaker, but just to thank the Minister for a good job done.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Let's move to question number 146, standing in the name of Mr. Michael Kwesi Edu, Member of Parliament for Forikrum. Honourable members, the member in whose name the question is standing is not available to ask the question. May I ask that the answer, if published, should be communicated to the honourable member. Question number 213, standing in the name of Elvis Osei Mensah Dapa, Ahafo Ano, Southwest. Is the honourable member available to ask the question? Honourable members, similarly, the honourable member is not available to ask the question. The answer published should be communicated to the honourable member. Question number 214. Mr. Peter Lanchini Tobu, Member of Parliament for Wild West. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Energy and Green Transition when the less than 40% electricity coverage of the Wild West district will be improved upon towards the national average, which currently stands at about 90%. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition acknowledges with regret that the Wild West district in the Upper West region is one of the districts in the country which is grossly underserved with electricity access. Per the Ministry's records, electricity access in Wild West in terms of population currently stands at less than 40%. The Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, under the Self-Help Electrification Program, is currently working to extend electricity to Varempere, Metil, Gurungu, and Kao communities in the Wild West district as part of efforts to improve electricity access in the Wild West district. Further to the above, 45 communities have been surveyed and captured for consideration for electrification under the upcoming electrification project. This project is supposed to be implemented following budgetary allocation by the Minister of Finance. And I want to assure my colleague that once we get clearance from the Ministry of Finance, all these 45 communities will be prioritized and connected. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, I'm excited to hear the number 45, and I won't want to add any further questions. I'm grateful to the Minister. Thank you so much.
Honourable members, let's move to the last question for today. Question number 217, standing in the name of Honourable Robert Wisdom Kujo. Preier.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Guinea Valley.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, please, I have the authority of Honourable Kujo to ask a question on his behalf. And I seek your leave.
Please, go ahead.
Thank you. To ask the Minister for Energy and Green Transition the current state of the construction of the Astro Turf in Preier, which was awarded by the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation Foundation in May 2020.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Speaker, the Preier Astro Turf project was part of GMPC Foundation's 2019 Infrastructure Development Initiative. The project was originally awarded in 2020 to a company at a cost of 1.599 million Ghana cedi. despite initial mobilization and 2 follow-up payments totaling 90% of the contract sum, the original contractor failed to complete the work. After receiving the 3rd payment in December 2022, the contractor abandoned site and failed to deliver. Further investigations reveals acts of misrepresentation, including distributing 1 set of artificial grass amongst 3 separate sites in a bid to secure additional payments. These findings led to the termination of the contract with Waste 330 Limited in October 2024 with support from the traditional authorities. Following the termination, the project was re-awarded to a new contractor at a cost of 1.950 billion. The new contractor has since mobilized the site with preparatory work currently ongoing. A first payment of 585,000 was made to the company. GMPC Foundation is committed to ensuring that the Astro Turf project is completed within time. Mr. Speaker, let me assure you that the first company would be held to account and would ensure that the money is refunded. Failure to do so, I would ensure that we refer the company to the Attorney General for prosecution. Thank you.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, fortunately, I have the owner of the question around, but I don't know whether he could be permitted to pick it from there.
The authority given you has not been revoked.
Thank you.
A delegated function cannot further be delegated. So you have the authority to ask the supplementary question as well.
Okay, thank you. Let me use this opportunity to thank the minister. However, I want to inform the minister that the second contractor is also equally not on site. We pray that the way he has been working and everybody in Ghana is happy about it.
Honourable Member, be guided by Order 88.7.
I would like to know from him what he can do to ginger the interest of my people to take interest in whatever, or the timeline that he can give us for the new contractor to go back to site for my people to be happy. Thank you.
Honourable Member, any timeline to which the contractor will resume work.
Right, Mr. Speaker, as Minister for the sector, I've directed that we undertake a comprehensive overview of all these CSRs, that is, these corporate social responsibility projects. I intend that within 2 months, we should be able to conclude all this. And so kindly give me 2 months. Let me conclude all these reviews so that we can standardize these contracts and get them running and get enough budgetary allocation, as well as put in place the proper checks and balances to ensure that they are worked on time. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, for the time. Thank you.
Thank you to Honourable Member. Honourable Members, question time is ended. You have a supplementary question? May I use the opportunity to thank the Minister for attending upon the House to respond to questions. So, Honourable Minister, thank you for coming. Honourable Members, do we move to item number 8? The Minister is scheduled to brief the House. The floor.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, this statement is in respect of the 2.45% electricity tariff adjustment for the 3rd quarter 2025. The Ministry of Energy respectfully provide the following explanation in respect of this tariff adjustment which was announced by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, a statutory body based on their quarterly review processes, guided by Section 16 and Section 20 of the PURC's Commissions Act, Act 538 of 1997, which ensures that tariffs reflect changes in key macroeconomic variables, preserve utilities' ability, and protect consumer interest. Mr. Speaker, as Minister, let me put on record that the PURC does not report directly to me. And so when this question or statement was requested of me, I contacted the PURC for information. And so what I present to this House is based on information that I obtained from the PURC. The first thing has to do with the exchange rate dynamics. I'm happy to note, Mr. Speaker, that the Ghana cedi has appreciated by about 34% against the US dollar. And that is why, contrary to what we were expecting, there was a minimal increment of 2.5, contrary to the 11% that was projected. And so based on the exchange rates performance, we had a positive outlook, and hence we had a low level of price increment. Mr. Speaker, outstanding revenues from the PURC passed on was about 50% of unrecovered revenues from 2024, amounting to about 500 million Ghana cedi. The reserve margin, which used not to be part of the tariff, thereby creating a huge vacuum, is gradually being absorbed as part of the tariff structure. That is why we saw this marginal increment. In addition to that, a lot of the liquid fuels we procure were not part of the tariff structure, but Cabinet directed that on an incremental basis, on a gradualist approach, we should be capturing some of these liquid fuels. The cost of gas also went up marginally from 7.6 to 7.7. Inflation also accounted for part of the tariff structure. And finally, the hydro and thermal mix. All this put together and weighted gave us the 2.4% instead of what people were predicting to be 11%. I therefore want to say that this marginal increment was on the back of improvement on the economic front led by the Honorable Atoforson and his team. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, that's a statement from the Minister. The floor is now open for comment. Honorable members, any comment on the statement made by the Minister? Yes, Honorable Minister for Education.
Mr. Speaker, I'll indulge you to speak from here. So, just to, Mr. Speaker, comment the Honorable Minister for Energy, and Mr. Speaker, to share the fact that as far back November 2023, the previous administration was adequately informed by the IMF that the threat to Ghana's economic stability was energy and the cocoa sector. So the reforms the energy minister is driving are reforms which ought to have taken place even before the end of December 2024. In fact, Mr. Speaker, at the time, the IMF predicted the debt hang in the energy sector at $3.1 billion, which was calculated to be 2.8% of GDP. Many of these reforms, Mr. Speaker, including what has now been increased as a fuel levy, is a assured way that we can deal with the rising energy debt. But, Mr. Speaker, my advice to the minister is that you cannot be taking power in dollars and selling in cedis and have stability. But I commend his reforms effort, particularly the intervention to get the private sector participate in the ECG activities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Any further comment? Yes, Honorable Zuwera. Very well, very well. Honourable members, in the absence of any further comment, may I, on your behalf, thank the Minister sincerely for coming to brief the House on this urgent matter. Honourable Minister, thank you very much. Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, can we now move to the commencement of public business and look at laying some papers? So, presentation of papers 9C to get the Minister for Energy and Green Transition to lay a few papers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, there are 4 items here, so if we can take it together.
Very well.
I, and 2I4.
Very well. Honourable members, at the commencement of public business, item numbered 9C, by the Minister for Energy and Green Transition.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana National Gas Company for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Electricity Company of Ghana for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of Ghana National Petroleum Corporation for the year 2024.
Honourable members, the items numbered 9C, I to IV, on the annual statements have been duly presented and they are referred to the Committee on Energy for consideration and reports. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you again, once again, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, now it's 9D, but the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources has just left because...
Member, the Minister responsible for Education is here to take the item numbered B.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Item numbered 9B, Minister responsible for Education.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana School of Law for the year 2024.
Honourable members, the papers captured in the order paper, page 4, item 9B, I, and II, have been duly presented and they are referred to the Committee on Education for consideration and reports. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I didn't realize that the Education Minister was actually here.
Very
so
well.
we can then now go to 9D.
That is so.
Yeah, which I was seeking your indulgence to let the Minister...
Item numbered 9D, I, and II.
I and II, yes.
Yes, Minister. Honorable Minister. Leave is granted for you to lay the item numbered 9D.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the State Housing Company for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the TDC Ghana Limited for the year 2024.
Honorable members, the items numbered 9D, I, and II have been duly presented, and they are referred to the Committee on Works and Housing for consideration and reports. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I think we'll go to continue what we were doing yesterday and take item number 16 on the Ghana Scholarship Authority Bill 2025. Thank you.
Honourable members, item number 16 at page 8 of today's order paper, Ghana Scholarships Authority Bill 2025 at consideration stage. Honourable members, I think we put a question on clause 3. So we are now moving to clause 4. Clause 4, Chairman of the Committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is an advertised amendment for clause 4. Amendment proposed, sub-clause 1, paragraph B, subparagraph V, delete minister and insert ministry to read ministry responsible for foreign affairs. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, the proposed amendment is for the consideration of the House. As many as are in favour of the proposed amendment, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Yes, Chairman of the Committee. Aye.
Mr. Speaker, amendment proposed. Sub-clause 1, after paragraph D, insert a new paragraph E as follows. Mr. Speaker, as advertised.
Honourable members, the proposed amendment is for the consideration of the House. As many as are in favour of the proposed amendment to clause 4 say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is ordered to stand part of the bill. Honourable members, I will then put a question on the entire clause 4. Yes, Chairman of the Committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is a second thought on the governing body. We are proposing a further amendment to include National Union of Ghana students, because many of them are going to be affected locally and internationally. So it is important that they are represented on the board. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, it is for the consideration of the House. Yes, Minister for Education.
Mr. Speaker, if I may indulge you and the committee chair, so that on the entire 4, Mr. Speaker, you stay the question whilst we proceed with other clauses. The Office of the President drew my attention this morning to 2 important petitions, one from the Coalition of Civil Society Organizations in Education led by Kofi Asare and the NUCS President. Mr. Speaker, I engaged both individuals before coming upon this House this afternoon. Mr. Speaker, legislation as I understand it, public input is important, input of stakeholders is important, and we want a scholarship authority bill that serves the people of Ghana well. The chairman, even at committee level, Mr. Speaker, if you recall, your good self, you were present, even questioned whether we didn't want National Union of Ghana students to be on the governing board. We exchanged it and said that maybe the student loan trust could also be allowed to be on this board. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm consulting further with the stakeholders, and if I can indulge you, we can look at the other clauses whilst I still engage and come back. But the government is open to accommodating.
Very well, very well. We'll defer the question on clause 4. Clause 5.
Functions of the board.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I made the proposal that we make NUCS part of the governing body, so I still move.
Mr. Speaker, there is no objection. You can direct the draft people maybe to replace the agenda is covered in F.
Honorable Chairman of the committee, having listened to the minister responsible for education, I intend to defer the question on the entire clause 4 because minister responsible for education wants to conduct a further consultation. Yes, clause 5.
Clause 5, Mr. Speaker. There is no advertised amendment.
It is, however, for the consideration of the House. As many as, very well, Honorable Frank Afriye, clause 5.
Speaker, with respect, may I, with your leave, seek clarity from the chairman of the committee on sub-clause B. Sub-clause B. Chairman, are you with me? Okay. With your leave, may I could determine the criteria and terms for the award of government scholarship. I'm thinking in order to enhance clarity, don't we need to qualify the criteria by saying eligibility, inserting a qualifying word like determine the eligibility criteria and terms for the award of scholarship? If that would not be injurious, then I propose that we insert that. Speaker.
Well, honorable member, criteria and eligibility are they the same ways, but it is open for members. Yes, chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I think I will appeal to my colleague to abandon it because eligibility and criteria, I think they are all the same.
Yes, Honorable Telabi.
Mr. Speaker, I think that they are not the same. The criteria will lead to eligibility. The criteria will lead to eligibility.
Well, honorable members, is the criteria not talking about the means, the method? And eligibility is talking about qualification.
Yeah, qualification. Yes.
Yes, Honorable Jasau.
Mr. Speaker, we can allow it to stay like this because if you go further on clause 25, it's actually talking about the eligibility criteria.
Yes.
And so that is dealt with properly under 25. And so we can leave this 5 to stay as it is.
But Speaker, is that not the more reason we must do it for the sake of consistency?
So you are making reference to clause 25. So then in that case, for consistency, the honorable member is right. So I'll put a question on the proposed amendment. As many as are in favor of the proposed amendment by Frank Afriye say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Very well. As many as are in favor of the amendment proposed by Frank Afriye to add eligibility after for the rendition to read determine the eligibility criteria and terms for the award of government scholarships, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Yes, Maxwell Lukuto.
Mr. Speaker, I also want to seek from the chairman the E, monitor and evaluate accountability of funds of the authority. I'm not too sure what that means, and if chairman can help me to understand further, to know whether there is a need to. I mean, clause E, monitor and evaluate accountability of funds. I don't know whether it's drafting language, but I want to understand from the chairman.
Yes, chairman of the committee. Is it to monitor the use of the fund or accountability of the fund?
Mr. Speaker, if you can come again.
Yes, the member is complaining about the use of the word accountability. Monitor and evaluate accountability of funds of the authority. Yes, Minister for Education.
Mr. Speaker, I think our colleague have a point. Monitor and evaluate the use of and ensure accountability of funds of the authority. I would co-join it the way I've stated it. They will monitor and evaluate the use of funds, but ensure the use and ensure accountability of the funds. If we marry it, we're only strengthening the accountability of the use of the funds. Mr. Speaker, you may want to direct the draft people to get the language.
Very well. So should he read monitor and evaluate the use and accountability of the fund? That
and
one too.
You have to ensure, okay, but Honorable Shaibu is modern day drafter.
Very
like
well.
Mr.
Honorable
Speaker,
Shaibu.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to entreat a leader to abandon the ensure. And then so it will read monitor and evaluate the use of and accountability. Okay. Either the use, we can take off the first off, or we leave it and take off the second. So they monitor and evaluate the use and accountability of the funds of the authority.
So the question that the member is asking is, how do you monitor and evaluate accountability? So the minister is saying that you have to ensure accountability. So you monitor the use of the fund and ensure accountability.
And ensure accountability. Very well. Very well, the Speaker. So the use and ensure accountability of the funds.
Very well, honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, I want to suggest that we break this into two. So that first of all, we think about monitor the use of the funds, and then the next one may be and to ensure accountability, so that it's two different clauses. Yeah.
Well, once we have the sense of the House, I would urge the drafters to put it in a proper drafting language for us. Honourable members, any further amendment to clause 5? I will then put a question on entire clause 5. As many as are in favor of clause 5 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, ayes have it. Clause 5 as amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 6.
Duties and liabilities of a member of the board.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is, however, for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, any proposed amendment? Yes?
Mr. Speaker,
Honourable member for Yendi.
I wish to make this humble proposal. I don't know.
62C. 62C, avoid making use of information required by virtue of the position of the member so as to benefit that member. I wish to add either directly or indirectly, just to strengthen that.
Well, if directly or indirectly is not there, it could be interpreted to mean directly or indirectly.
Guided, Mr. Speaker, I'm guided.
Yes. Honourable members, I'll put a question on clause 6. As many as are in favor of clause 6 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 6 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 7.
Tenure of office of members of the board.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, any proposed amendment? In the absence of any proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favor of clause 7 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 7 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 8.
Meetings of the board.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, any proposed amendment? In the absence of any proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favor of clause 8 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 8 is accordingly ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 9.
Disclosure of interest.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, any proposed amendment? Yes, Honourable Frank Afriye.
Speaker, just to find out from the chairman, subclause 1A, and I quote, a member of the board who has an interest in a matter for consideration, A, shall disclose in writing the nature of that interest, and the disclosure shall form part of the record of the consideration of that matter. Of the matter. Chairman, there is a view that the moment a member of the board writes and openly declares that he has an interest, that is rather a conduit for his interest to be protected. I don't know if you are getting me. I can't hear you well.
Honourable member, what point really are you raising?
Well, Speaker, respectfully, I was just trying to find out if we can have a better way of members of the board declaring their interest in the event of possible conflict of interest. Rather than writing and making members of the board aware. Can I please? I'm only seeking education.
So, by what means do you want the member to disclose his interest?
Yes, so, Speaker, we are using this process to also learn. And since I have seniors, that's why I'm floating the idea.
Yes, but do you have a suggestion how a member could disclose his interest?
Well, sometimes you just recuse yourself so that I am a member of the board and then we are supposed to consider.
So, if you are a member of the board,
yes,
and the board is deliberating on an issue, before they realize you are no longer in the boardroom, so you want the board to assume that because you have interest in the matter, that is why you left the boardroom.
Okay, so Speaker, respectfully, that is also not the way I am contemplating. There should be a better way of the board report to, I think, the minister and then some other forces. So you report your absence from the board in such a manner that wouldn't even let members know that you have an interest. That's what I was trying to bring to the fore. Because, look, Speaker, indulge me a bit. I'm a member of the board, and then my colleague is also a member, and then my daughter is supposed to come for interview for scholarship, then I say, oh, I am recusing myself because my daughter is coming for interview. I think that it is a way of rather telling members that consider my daughter.
Well, there are others who have been members of the board, so they can share their experience as to how this thing is done at the board level. Yes, Honorable Shaibu.
Mr. Speaker, my colleagues' apprehension should be allayed. So rather when you don't disclose it, then a decision is taken. And then the contemplation is that, after all, he even hid and told some people about this. That is why he says that disclosure should even be in writing. Once you write it and say that, yes, I've got my daughter who has applied to be considered for scholarship. Because of that, I will not sit in the meeting. So you've written to them. Remember, they are professionals. They are looking at credentials, they are looking at accessibility, they are looking at location of the candidate, they are looking at many other factors. So if my daughter qualifies under all those conditions, it is a clear testimony to say that, yes, I have a written report that says that I want to do a disclosure. And because of that, I don't want to sit in. And, Mr. Speaker, it's been a very standard sort of... we have debated it many, many, many times, and I agree that this is how it should be couched.
Speaker, I'm guided. Thank you so much.
As many as are in favor of clause 9 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 9 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 10.
Establishment of committees.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no proposed amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. As many as are in favor of clause 10 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 10 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Allowance. Clause 11.
Allowances.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Any proposed amendment? Honourable members, in the absence of any proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favor of clause 11 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. Clause 11 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 12.
Policy directives.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, any proposed amendment? As many as are in favor of clause 12 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 12 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 13.
Appointment of Director General.
Yes, Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
However, for the consideration of the House, honourable members, any proposed amendment? In the absence of any proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favor of clause 13 starting part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 13 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 14.
Functions of the Director General.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
Honourable members, it is for your consideration. Any proposed amendment? Honourable members, in the absence of any proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favor of clause 14 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 14 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 15.
Appointment of Deputy Director General.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, any proposed amendment? In the absence of any proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favor of clause 15 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 15 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 16.
Functions of the Deputy Director General.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members, the question is, as many as are in favor of clause 16 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. Clause 16 is accordingly ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 17.
Secretary to the Board.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is one advertised amendment. Sub-clause 1, delete and insert as follows. The Director General shall designate the staff of the authority as Secretary to the Board. I so move.
Honourable members, it is for the consideration of the Board. Yes, Honourable Emmanuel Kwesi Bejra.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I was just wondering, any staff, including a driver who is also a staff, can be designated as Secretary to the Board. I think we should qualify that staff. Because if we say a staff, the Director General should designate anybody. It could be a driver or a messenger who's a staff of the board or of the institution. So let's qualify it so that we can have proper designation for the Secretary. Thank you, Mrs.
Honourable members, I have looked at this particular clause. If the proposed amendment is to stay, you need to tax the Director General with the responsibility of being the Secretary to the Board. Then you can ask him to delegate. However, if he's just going to straightforward designate a staff, what should be the qualification of the staff that he will be designating? Yes, Honourable Shabu.
Speaker, in recent legislations, we haven't been too straightforward. There are some legislations that we have created it as a separate, and I think that Senator Bazira's concern looks a bit legitimate. I think we should be specific and then perhaps even indicate what the qualification or criteria should be going forward. And if we will use this one to look at it, that is fine.
Yes, there are three main ways of doing this. One, you are creating a secretariat completely to perform this particular function. Then two, you are asking the Director General to be the Secretary and giving an opportunity to the Director General to delegate. And even where that function is delegated, he is not taken off from any obligations. And then the next way of doing it is to designate a staff. Probably if they have a legal department, then they say the head of legal should be designated to perform this function. Yes?
Mr. Speaker, there is no policy objection. We can provide that there shall be a secretary to the board who shall also be a legal counsel to the board. So if you can direct draft people, there's no objection. We can create it. Let's create that there is a secretary to the board who shall be a person with 10 years experience in law, and then you draft people to put it, because this is the first time we are having this authority, so it's good to strengthen the institution. So I think that we should create it, that there shall be a secretary to the board. There shall be a secretary to the board who should be somebody with at least 10 years standing in the law. Thank you.
Very well. Honourable members, our advice that we defer clause 17 and ask the drafters to give us a proper rendition for the consideration of the House. So accordingly, clause 17 is also deferred. Clause 18,
Appointment of other staff.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Any proposed amendment? Honourable members, in the absence of any proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favour of clause 18 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Clause 18 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 19.
Internal Audit Unit.
Chairman of the committee.
Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Yes, Honourable Emmanuel Kwesi Bejra.
Mr. Speaker, yes, indeed, there's no amendment, but I thought that we'll have an audit committee under the session clause 19. Unfortunately, we don't have any audit committee. Now, yes, we've already looked at the committees where we have finance committee with that audit committee. I believe that every board, the recent boards have audit committees that looks at the internal audits of the various institutions. I don't know where we can make provision for that internal audit committee within this authority. Thank you.
Honourable member, have you looked at clause 19, 4 and 5?
Mr. Speaker, yes, you submit it to the board. Is the internal audit that...
Look at
that
4
was,
first.
I was talking about...
to subsection 3 and 4 of section 16 of the Internal Audit Agency Act, at intervals of 3 months, prepare and submit to the board a report. Make recommendation in each report with respect to
Indeed, this report, Mr. Speaker, will be submitted to the board. But if the board has subcommittee, just as we have the finance committee under clause 10, that committee will look at the internal auditor's report and then submit same to the board. But this one, the internal auditors, will submit it directly to the board. And the board will refer to who?
So you want clause 10 to be amended to establish
audit committee. In fact,
the board audit.
I was going through to see whether we have audit committee.
We do not.
We do not have, yes.
Yes.
And this is an authority that will be dealing with funds.
Yes.
Just as we have with GetFund. And GetFund has internal auditors, audit committee as a subcommittee under the board. So I'm just making reference to that in that sense.
Yes, honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, under 23, clause 23, 2, it reads the board shall, at the end of each financial year, submit the accounts of the authority to the Auditor General for audit. I don't know whether that should be different from what Honorable is proposing.
No, what he is proposing is that there should be a board subcommittee. Yes. Yes, so that is what is baffling me. That if they have internal audit unit, why would they again have a board subcommittee on internal audit? Honorable Shabu.
Mr. Speaker, I was just thinking that to take Sinabezure's suggestion on board, we could go back to 10, where the establishment of committees, and where we're specific about ABC, assessment committee, monitoring, evaluation, finance, we may add audit committee. And
what will happen is that
under 10.4,
we should do that properly within the rules and take it up within a second consideration.
Very well. Very well.
So this really is not a matter that should feature in clause 19, but rather in clause 10. Then I'll put a question on clause 19. As many as are in favor of clause 19 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Clause 19 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 20.
Funds of the authority.
Yes, Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, we have two proposed amendments. Clause 20, amendment proposed. Paragraph B, delete and insert up to 2% of the total oil revenue. I so move.
Honourable members, it is for the consideration of the House. The question is, as many as are in favor of the proposal. Yes?
Mr. Speaker, I think it should be up to. So if you look at what has been advertised as the amendment, is up. Up. But the rendition should be up to 2%. That is 20B. And so I wish to propose that we add 2.
Honourable members, in view of the fact that 20 is the beginning of the financial provisions, do we end at clause 19? Or we should finish up to clause 24? Clause 24. Very well. Honourable members, the amendment proposes to clause 2. Before 2, insert up to. Honourable members, do we leave this to the drafters? No, that's clause 20. We are now on clause 20. There's a proposed amendment to clause 20B. Instead of 2% of a total oil revenue, the rendition will now be up to 2%. Honourable members, we normally say not more than 2%, not up to 2%.
But Mr. Mr. Speaker, I did not see that one at cabinet. Mr. Speaker, I don't remember the last time we allocated oil revenue to anything in this house without the finance minister expressly saying so. It would have been a good idea, but even to say even 0.1%, I don't know how the oil revenue is. So can we just step this particular amendment down for now?
Very well.
Because, Mr. Speaker, I am aware I never miss any cabinet meeting, and I didn't see this
This particular bill is a government bill.
Yes, I agree, and I know the importance of this, but...
Very well. The proposal is to defer clause 2.
That is my view, so that we confer with the minister. Yeah.
Clause 20. We defer clause 20. Honourable members, clause 20 accordingly deferred. Clause 21.
Bank accounts of the authority.
Yes, Honourable Shaibu.
Mr. Speaker, 20. Ordinarily, if you look at 20C,
clause 20 has been deferred. So are you making proposal to a defer clause?
Oh, just to add to that deferral.
No, the clause has been deferred. The entire clause 20 has been deferred. Clause 21.
Expenses of the authority.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
Honourable members, any proposed amendment? In the absence of any proposed amendment, the question is, as many as are in favor of clause 21 standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against say no. Clause 21 is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 22.
Expenses of the authority.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is no advertised amendment.
It is for the consideration of the House. Any proposed amendment? As many as are in favor of clause 22 standing part of the bill, say aye. As many as are, yes? Yes, Minister for Education.
Mr. Speaker, as I indicated earlier, the Office of the President related to me some concerns that have been communicated. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I sought the chairman's indulgence if we can stay further consideration as I do the consultation, as I indicated. On Tuesday, we engage the coalition of civil society groups in education. But to respond to my colleague, the Minister for Transport, the Minister for Roads, this bill was referred to a cabinet subcommittee, and subsequent to cabinet subcommittee, it came to cabinet, and cabinet took a decision on it, and there's formal communication on the matter. If we don't assure this authority of any sustainable financing, then you have the same problem you have. Ghanaian students have been sent home all over the world for our inability to service their fees. But I'll defer, as he said, it has fiscal implications. It has fiscal implications. He's right on that. But this bill is a product of cabinet and a product of cabinet subcommittee. It was thoroughly discussed and brought to cabinet alongside. It's the same day cabinet approved the interstate succession bill and one other bill that was driven by the Minister for Interior. Thank you.
Honourable Minister, the meat of the issue will be from clause 25 onwards. I believe the accounts and audit, annual report and other reports. So, Honourable Minister, can we stop at clause 24? We defer 22. Okay. So, Honourable Minister, clause 22 accordingly deferred. Very well. Very well. So, we stopped at clause 22. We stop at clause 21. And then, for today, we've come to the end of consideration stage of the Ghana Scholarships Authority Bill 2025. Yes, Honorable Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure we have done 5 hours yet. So I want to actually ask if we can adjourn the House to tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. Thank you.
Yes, honorable members, motion move for adjournment.
Tomorrow is Thursday. Friday is 10 o'clock. Fridays we sit early.
There is a motion for adjournment. Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Doyo.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion for adjournment.
Motion moved and seconded.
And tomorrow I pray it should be the same.
It is for the consideration of the House. As many as are in favor of the motion moved and seconded, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The House is accordingly adjourned till Friday, 18th July 2025 at 10 o'clock in the forenoon.